I'm going to do a nice, easy pheasant recipe with these boneless, skinless breasts that I'm sure some of you have in your freezer right now. So we're going to leave the pheasant breast aside for now and prepare our cranberry apple compote. So I have a nice Honeycrisp apple here. And what we're going to do is just make some nice 1/4 to 1/2 inch slices. But we're going to take these apples and just cube them out into nice small diced squares. Now we want to use about equal parts apple to cranberry. Set this aside, and now we have our red onion. It's all preference on how much you want to use. For me, I'm just going to use half. Cut it roughly the same size as the apple. And now we're going to go to our pan. The apple and onion will go right in. We're going to add our cranberry just to the top. That's about equal parts. And now on to high flame. And now we're going to add our liquid ingredients. So here I have a cup of water, apple cider vinegar, about 1/2 cup. Same with the brown sugar. And then just a pinch of salt. We're going to bring that up to a boil, and then we'll start stirring it. Now the reason I didn't sweat the onions first is we want them to keep some of their consistency and still have a little bit of texture to them in the end result of the compote we're going to use on the pheasant breast. So while we're waiting for the compote to cook, I'm going to show you guys how to clean a pomegranate, because that's going to be one of the things that we're going to garnish a dish with. It's quite simple, because before I knew how to do this, I really struggled cleaning pomegranate. You just want to cut it right down the middle, horizontal, not through the top. Grab a bowl and some kind of heavy spoon, metal, wooden, whatever. You know, give it just a little bit of a squeeze. And you're really just gonna beat the pomegranate out of it. It's a lot less messy than you would think. So then that right there is our clean pomegranate seeds. So I have 4 pheasant breasts here that have been clean, boneless, skinless. I've had them sitting in olive oil for a few hours, so I just do that to get a nice little light marination on them. No salt, no pepper. What we're going to do now is go over to our pan and turn this on. We're going to want this on a nice high heat as well. And we're going to be using butter and some nice pork fat. This I've just rendered off myself. And we're going to add a couple nice big heaping tablespoons into the pan. So essentially what we're going to do is kind of half fry the breasts. They're not going to be totally submerged. We're going to add some butter as well. So we're going to need that to kind of brown up a little bit before we add the breasts. And once that's ready, we'll season the breasts with salt and pepper, and we'll lay them all into the pan. Now, each breast has a tenderloin on it, so we're going to want to lay the tenderloin up. So the compote is done. I'm going to turn it off. We really want it to thicken up a little bit so we can use that for the plating on the breasts. While that's going, I'm going to pick some sage, which we are going to fry in the leftover bacon fat and butter. So basically a souped up brown butter sage sauce, because everything's better with pork fat. I'll take that over here. So the breasts are done. We're going to bring them over, just set them out to rest. And while that's going, I'm going to add just a little bit more butter. So the brown butter is done, and before we fry the sage, we're going to get some plating done. We're going to put down this beautiful apple cranberry compote. And now we are going to cut The breast, what I'm going to do is just cut them on a nice little bias. Nice and juicy and dark. So that's ready. We'll go back to this butter. Just turn it back on just to heat up a little bit. And always test it too. If it starts to fry, you're good. You'll see the color change. And those are done.